Dr. Mervyn and Mrs. Barbara Warren began their work in the Seventh-day Adventist Church over 50 years ago. In that time, they have contributed considerably to the spiritual and educational community. The Warrens have served the Oakwood University community for more than 50 years.
I would like to say half facetiously that it was a matter of business. What I mean by that is I was a teenage seminary student minding my own business, planning to go to pastor in New York City, where I had been extended an invitation. But all of a sudden, I received this invitation from Oakwood University, Dr. Garland Millett, president, and he invited me to join the faculty in the religion department.
How did I come to work at Oakwood University? I've always been here. I grew up in this community. I went from the elementary grades through my second year in college, and then from that point on moved to the General Conference area with my father, who was in the General Conference at that time. But I was destined to come back, and that particular thing happened when I married. My husband joined the staff at Oakwood.
Dr. Warren has served as a professor, chair, and dean of the School of Religion, and as the interim president of Oakwood University. Mrs. Warren has served as a professor. Both are committed to Christian education.
Christian education is a grand enterprise of restoration, restoring the image of God in men, women, boys, and girls. It is my belief, as the Word of God teaches, that we are in the midst of a great controversy between God and Satan. Christian education is a small part, but a very significant part of this grand meta-narrative. It's forces of evil in conflict with forces of God, the God of the universe. Christian education assists in the process of restoring the character of God in the lives of men, women, boys, and girls.
Well, we have a mandate. We are told in Isaiah 54, all of your children shall be taught of the Lord. I took that to heart, but I just didn't think it applied to my children. I felt as though every student who came into my classroom needed to be subjected to that Christian influence. So I consistently had prayer, read Bible texts, and quoted from the Spirit of Prophecy in order to enhance their religious experience, because after all, we're training for eternity.
As an author and scholar, Dr. Warren has contributed immensely to the scholarship at Oakwood University and on the American Civil Rights Movement. He is one of the leading scholars on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. His book, King Came Preaching: The Pulpit Power of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., is read all over the world. Dr. and Mrs. Warren's commitment to Oakwood University, Christian education, and the Seventh-day Adventist Church has had a marked impact in our community and throughout the world.
Dr. Warren's contribution to Oakwood and the community has been just phenomenal. I mean, when I think over the years about all the different roles that he has played in administration, in the classroom, in the community, in the church, I mean, I could probably talk for a long time. I almost think of Dr. Warren as, years ago there was a book written by Thomas Bolt called A Man for All Seasons. And in that book, Bolt was describing Sir Thomas More, the 16th century Chancellor of England. And he was a man that was such dutiful and conscientious to his responsibilities, to his job, and to the people. And I sort of see Dr. Warren as being that kind of person. I think the major thing that I see is the model of statesmanship and authority and administration that he has proven and shown throughout the years. So I'm just privileged to see him as a model leader, and his devotion to duty and to the people, I think, sort of sets him in a class by himself as being a person that we all admire and love so much.
Dr. and Mrs. Warren's legacy will continue to influence and shape, as the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. says, the veins of history and civilization.
I think it was Robert Browning who said, "A man's reach should exceed his grasp, or what's a heaven for? Higher than the highest human thought can reach." I'd like to think that I have attempted to do the best available under the circumstances. I read somewhere as a teenager, never forgot it. If you do your best under the circumstances, the angels could not have done better. I would appreciate that kind of legacy. I could live with that.